Welcome back. On Sunday, we watched both the Eagles and the Chiefs clinch their conference championships for the future Super Bowl 57 matchup. I'm here with Hector DeLeon and Kalcich to discuss these conference matchups and the standout reasons why the 49ers and the Bengals lost. Caleb, let's hear your thoughts.
Well, one of the games was fairly good. The other one, not so much. Well, let's start with the NFC Championship. Obviously, what went wrong is 49ers ran out of quarterbacks. Whenever you have Christian McCaffrey trying to run your offense, it's basically over at that point.
Yeah. The Eagles were completely dominant from start to finish. It was getting really hard to watch down the stretch, man. I mean, like, if we're going to talk about what went wrong for the 49ers, where do we start is the thing, you know? Like, you know, for the start of the season, we got Trey Lance, and he gets out, and then we put in the miraculous, amazing Jimmy G. I'm a big Jimmy G guy, but then he gets out. Then you put rookie sensation Brock Purdy in there. He goes 7-0 starting in games. And then with 7 minutes left in the first quarter, he gets an elbow injury. So then you got to put in your fourth string, basically, in Josh Johnson. And it was over. You know, it was over in the first quarter right when Josh Johnson got it. And this is no disrespect to Josh Johnson, but it's just like, you know, it was just rough from that point on. And then he got banged up too with a concussion. And you know, like you were saying, when you got to run the Wildcat offense with Christian McCaffrey and you know him trying to throw touchdown passes, it's not going to work out too well.
No, I mean, the 49ers, their defense was going to keep them in the game, but your defense can only do so much when your offense, I mean, you can't do anything. You give them short fields every single time or 3 and outs, and your defense is on the field the whole game. At some point, they're going to give up points. It's just they're going to get tired, and that's what happens. I mean, I thought they did fairly decent defensively. They held Philadelphia in check in the second half, but Philadelphia didn't have to do anything. San Francisco started to just do handoffs with Brock Purdy the whole second half. I mean, Brock Purdy couldn't really throw. So, yeah, I think once Brock Purdy got hurt, it was just the reality that San Francisco just has dealt with this season. Injuries just tore them apart.
Yeah, it was pretty bad just from the start. And I mean, like after Brock Purdy went out, the Eagles proceeded to score on their next two drives. And yeah, to be fair, the Niners defense tried to keep them in check. I mean, even Bosa got a little banged up a little bit. There was one play where he got banged up on the sideline, but either way, you know, just really, really tough showing, and you know, congratulations to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles are going to the big game, man. Good for them, man. Get them in. All right, so let's talk about them Chiefs and the Bengals. I'm a big Chiefs guy myself, but first, I want to just shout out Marquez Valdez-Scantling, man. Like what a day! Like when you're like Mahomes lost like. 3 receivers that game? Like, McCole Harmon got back immediately, like, just gone. And then Kadarius Toney got injured, too. And, you know, Travis Kelce was having some back pains as well. He was looking a little questionable for the game. But Marquez Valdez-Scantling, man, 6 receptions, 116 yards, and a touchdown, man. What a game.
It was a great game. It was always a rematch of last year in the AFC Championship where the Bengals got the game-winning field goal. Yeah. This time the Chiefs did. This, I mean, might be the future of the AFC along with the Bills, those 3 teams. Obviously, you can't have 3 teams in the AFC Championship game, so one's always going to be out. But those 3 are probably always going to be the last 3 left in the near future. But it was the game that we all love in the playoffs, came down to the wire. But, I mean, a simple mistake cost the Bengals chances for another Super Bowl.
I know. And, I mean, there were so many playmakers on the field, man. Like, the Chiefs had Chris Jones having really the best playoff game of his career. I mean, he got his first playoff sack in this game. Crazy stuff. And, yeah, you know, for whatever reason, the Chiefs have always had troubles kind of getting to Joe Burrow and stuff, just not this game. And it was just the Chiefs' lucky day. And, you know, Mahomes, you know, you got the storyline with Mahomes and such. And, I mean, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the officiating that kind of went down during the game. Some questionable stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of that?
I don't know. It just, you know, obviously the replay of the 3rd down or whatever that call was, it was just so random. And there's always going to be, you know, talked about officiating in the playoffs. happens every year. It was just this one felt a little bit different. Well, I mean, in reality, that didn't affect the game. Chiefs ended up punting on that drive anyway, so it didn't change the outcome. But I mean, if we're going to talk about what really changed, Patrick Mahomes scrambled one time the whole game. And it's when they got the 15-yard penalty for necessary roughness out of bounds. He was limited. His ankle was still hurting. It was obvious. He was not 100%. And he was able to get through the pain the whole game and have a phenomenal game through the air, 326 passing yards.
Yeah, for sure. And, I love the kind of, I won't say pettiness, but like the revenge that, the Chiefs players got to have at the end with with Travis Kelce screaming at the Cincinnati's mayor, and just the post-game interviews, just hearing the kind of just camaraderie all the Chiefs players have for each other. And but it's hard for the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow myself, and he looked a little defeated, but he's a really good guy in general. Great quarterback, and he just had a kind of rough day at the office. Just the one touchdown to two interceptions, and personally, the second interception was just super unfortunate, bouncing off his receiver and getting picked off. But no, it was a great game, and kudos to Harrison Butker too. He came up big, and he's been struggling this year, but he came up big when he needed to.
There's no doubt this will be like a fun rivalry to watch in the future between Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes. Also, this Super Bowl, I think, will be really a great game between the Eagles and the Chiefs, but that's all we have.